Are you listening? You hear it? You hear what I hear? No, let's see.
Today we're gonna start with My Sister's Machine, and they're a band out of Seattle. The song we're doing today, I'm Sorry, and I believe it's their most popular or most played song. There's always that potential for both of us to recognize a song just because we don't know the name doesn't mean we haven't heard it, somewhere. Seattle rockers, My Sister's Machine, first appeared in early 1990s, riding the wave of grunge. Vocalist Nick Pollock had played the guitar in Alice in Chains, wow, in the 80s. I may have heard that, I forgot, but that's crazy. Okay, so this guy the singer was the guitar player for Alice in Chains in the 80s before they probably got real big.
Huh.
And remained in the close-knit Seattle metal scene that included those two bands as well as Grunge Truck and Screaming Trees. So they do have some connections to the Seattle grunge scene, of course, because they're from Seattle and from that time period, so they would probably. I had no idea they had the links to Alice in Chains. That's pretty cool.
That is.
All right.
Curious to hear what they sound like. Nice. I can get past, sound alike.
The similarity.
Yeah.
So this came out in 1992. I know he said he was in the band in the 80s with Alice in Chains. I was thinking this came out maybe a little bit earlier than the 92 because I was like, well, maybe they were kind of putting out this music together at the same time. But this actually did come out after Alice in Chains had probably put out at least one record, probably even two. I think two. So there's definitely an influence. And
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
say.
and this is where you were going with what you were saying is that, you could get past the similarity.
Yeah, only because I never heard that before, so whatever.
Right. And it's that time period. It's obviously like an alternative metal sound of the 80s. It has like an 80s alternative metal
I was
sound.
tripping out on that abrupt
That change
drum
in
deal.
drums. Yeah.
Yeah, like it happened twice. Up in the beginning and towards the end kind of. And but all it still stayed in the same time. It's just that it was yeah, he just added a couple hits, in some spots, which all made it almost sound like it was dropping out and then coming back in.
I would have liked it to have transitioned a little bit smoother, but it was like
Right.
very abrupt. Like I think that's what you put
Yeah.
it, like how you put it. But
Yeah. Yeah. So there was that, but that makes it kind of like um, you know, oh, that was cool, man.
yeah,
Because like, it almost sounded like an offbeat or some shit, which it probably was.
it could have been.
Um,
Yeah.
but they were still sticking to the same time. It didn't change
Time
the time at
signature.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah, it didn't
signature was
change
still same.
that. Um, I liked some of the heavy parts, just the groove. I like the groove, you know.
Yeah.
I like the groove, and then I like the way his vocals were running along the groove. That sounded pretty cool. And then like all the stuff he's saying in the lyrics, it's pretty cool in such a way that it shows where what your thoughts are and where you're at and how you feel. Mother of invention, look what you've done to me. I had good intentions, but somewhere down the line, she cut loose and made me into what you see before you.
I think he's basically saying that, however, I don't know if he's talking about his life in general, or maybe he's just talking about, I think that's probably what he's talking about, maybe, is just his progression through life. Maybe
Yeah.
however things started, they started with, like he said, good intention. Like it looks like he may have lost his way.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
what it
sure.
sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like he's having some regrets.
Look what you've done to me was like a product of like, how his life became or something like that.
Yeah.
After he says, I had good intentions, but somewhere down the line, she cut loose and made me into what you see before you. Oh God, I know you hate me. I don't deserve your love no more. Oh God, I know you hate me. I just want to say I'm sorry. He's showing what,
It's
like
a
some
it's
kind of
it's like
remorse.
yeah, definitely like remorse. It's like he's communicating with God.
Right, right, right. And then he goes on to say, I just want to say I'm sorry. Greed, envy, and deception. What the hell is wrong with me? I had good intentions. But somewhere down the line, she cut loose and made me into what you see before you. And then back into the chorus again.
Pretty simple, straightforward. It doesn't seem like it goes into anything else deeper, but somewhere down the line, she cut loose and made me into what you see before you. What does that mean?
Yeah.
She
Um,
she cut me. Is he talking about his mother now? Is he talking about the person that
that mother of invention
you think it's
in
still
the
talking about
beginning.
that? Because that's either about either God still, the mother of invention, or that's about his actual mother.
It could have been at birth, right? Because I mean, cutting the umbilical cord,
Oh,
maybe.
yes, that's a very good point. I think that's exactly what it
So
means. So maybe from
so
the
she cut
beginning, huh?
loose. Yeah, from the beginning, she made
The
him
mo-
into
oh.
what you see before you.
So the moment that he separated from his mother
He just started on that journey
of a downslide.
of greed, envy, and deception.
Mm.
It became normal for him because he says, "What the hell is wrong with me? I had good intentions." It's like almost as if like like when you're young and you start off with having good intentions. You're at that purity, and then after after you go through life, like through greed, envy, and deception, you start to question, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't think I want to be this way, right? But what the hell happened?
So those are the things that make him ugly: the greed, envy, and deception.
That's how he. That's I think that's why he feels like, God hates him, and I don't deserve your love no more. I know you hate me. I just want to say I'm sorry. You know. So there's yeah, has some regrets and some feelings that are just deep and fucking remorseful.
Also, maybe he's not talking to God.
Oh yeah, he could be using that as an expression.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is a sentiment to a lover or his family member.
Could have done some wrong to some people.
Oh, this is a cool song, man. This is actually really winning me over. Just at first when I heard it, I was like, the music just sounds like Alice in Chains. It sounds like 80s metal, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really hearing anything really unique here, but the guitar
So
solo
maybe
was
the
cool, but the
so
lyrics, man.
so maybe the greed, envy, and deception was towards people in his life, you know, and he's blaming himself for all these things that he's done.
Owning it,
Yeah, he's owning the fucking experience, dude.
his
And
wrongdoing.
yep, and he he wants forgiveness, you know, and
Wow,
that's in a
okay.
way he's asking for forgiveness
Huh.
and be set free. I think you're right though. I think the oh God part is just an expression of, like oh my God,
Yeah,
um
yeah.
um
What
but
have I done?
he's directing the stuff to the people he has regrets about, or from or of himself or some shit, you know what I mean? So yeah, the song went a little deeper than we expected.
Definitely, man. And Alice in Chains and a lot of the bands from Seattle had that same thing too. So that was the beauty, I think, of the bands from this area was, and we've talked about that too with some of the 80s rock having, is not much substance to the music. It was always either about money or girls. But
Right.
this is when music started going, we have something more important to say, and we could still be very like accessible. Out of the bands that have come out of Seattle, being that they kind of have that same vibe and sound as Alice in Chains,
Yeah.
surprised they didn't really make it that big, especially with the connections with Alice in Chains. And it was a couple others they mentioned, right? So Screaming Trees and
Yeah.
then Gun Truck. So yeah, surprised they didn't make it a little bigger. Let us know what you thought of this song. Had you ever heard of this band? Did you think it sounded like Alice in Chains, or am I crazy? And you know, let us know what you yeah, let us know what you thought. All right, guys, we'll be back for another one. Check the links below.